This is part 2 of this lovely interview that myself and Ken were doing with Luke and Erica. And I wanted to pick up kind of where we kind of left off at the first one.
Yeah, absolutely.
This time, I want to know about you, Erica. I want to know about how did you get to, get in with Spotlight and start enacting in theater.
So I've always had a flair for the dramatic. My cousin did Spotlight first for like 10 years, and I would watch her in all of her shows and productions, and I always wanted to do it, but I was scared, and I was still living with my parents, and I was still a youngin', so travel wasn't possible. And then I moved away, and then previously I was in a not so great relationship, and I wasn't allowed to do fun things, and
Been there.
So after realizing that I needed to treat myself better, I left a over 7-year-long relationship, moved out, got my first place all by myself, lived alone, and I was like, you know what, nothing's stopping me. I can do theater now. Like, I'm an adult, no one's telling me no. I can afford costumes, I can do whatever the hell I want, basically. So I auditioned, and the first show that I did here was The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It was a dinner show, and
When was that?
August
August of 24. Yeah.
August of 24.
So a couple of years ago, a few years
Yes,
ago.
and Spotlight is actually how we met, because after Sleepy Hollow, right when that ended was Dracula auditions, and before that I had come to see Kat Davis's show that Luke also worked on called Requiem for a Friend, and I was just like, okay, Kat's my friend because I had seen her in a few things, and she was one of the people that I was starting to get to know. So I went and saw her show that she wrote. I was like, oh, this is cool. You wrote a whole show? I want to see what it's like. And so I went and watched it, and I saw him come out on stage, and he's wearing a black 3-piece suit. And I leaned over to my cousin, who went and watched it with me. I said, that is the hottest man I've ever seen in my life.
I was playing Death. Just so you know.
He was playing Death, and you looked amazing. Literally, like, from the first moment I saw him, I was like, okay, he's hot. No one else has ever been this hot before. I've never seen anyone so hot in my life. And then I tried to very coolly play it off. I was like, I have to tell him something. Like, I want to be able to, like, get face to face with him. I have to tell him something. And so I was like, you did so good, because you did. You were amazing and hot. And I was like, I just wanted to, like, start talking, and I was seeing if he was going to be Dracula or if he was going to be in any other production, because if he was going to audition for it, I was going to be there too. And so we both happened to be at Dracula auditions. I was already going to do it because I like vampires, and I had seen my cousin do Dracula for several years, and I was like, you know what, I want to do it too. It felt like a nice bigger step in confidence to be like, this is a show I pretty much know what it's about. And so I feel like I'm rambling, I'm sorry.
No.
And so we both made it into Dracula. He got cast as Renfield, a crazy man, and I got cast as Dracula, basically Dracula Bride #1, named Sadie. I very quickly decided that she was going to be a hot vampire. And I tried to there were some fun scenes that we had to interact with together, because he is supposed to be this, like, mentally disturbed man, where Renfield has taken over this person named Arham. And so sometimes he has to be this nice, polite, simple boy, and then other times he's talking about drinking the blood of rats and pigeons and, you know, the typical,
Good time.
typical Tuesday conversations.
Like you do.
And one of the scenes that we had to work on was like the brides of Dracula enter, and he is currently RM in that state. And so we all have to come up and surround him. And one day we were going through it, and I was like, I have a really fun idea for how to make this even creepier. I'm gonna talk to him about it. And so I like pulled him aside one day. We had not talked much. It was literally just like, we've seen each other, we're doing these things together, we'll be like, that was nice, or that was fun. I also have to hold him down in a chair for that scene because he realizes that we're about to eat a baby.
A lot happened.
Yeah, Dracula offers his brides a baby as a nice little snack. He tries to
tosses that in.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat a baby.
Yeah.
The baby used to make crying sounds, but I think it died about 3 years back. So he's having to like try and jump out, and he told me to literally hold him down, like actually hold him down in the chair. I was like, I don't want to hurt you though. It was like I don't know if you know what you're asking for. I was like, I will literally hold you down. I will not let you leave the chair with all of my might. He was like, no, do that. And I was like, okay.
We're all about commitment here.
Yes. And I was like, I understand. I fully like go big or go home. Like I will fully commit to the bit so it looks real. And so I came up to him one day and I was like, I have an idea for how to make this creepy. Please let me know if you're uncomfortable at all. And I'm pretty sure I said it at the speed of light. But I was like, what if, like while I'm trying to hold you down the chair, instead of it being like a football stance the whole time, I'm like caressing your shoulders and giving you a nice little massage and get my hands in your hair, and I like really bump it up to an 11. I was like, but if you're uncomfortable at all, we're not doing that, I swear. And then my friends who could see that I was goo-goo-eyed at him the whole time, they started calling that bit the shoulder scene because they were like, oh, you're gonna do the shoulder scene? I was like, quit it, he'll hear you.
And meanwhile, I was working nights and was so sleep deprived that when she asked me about it, I'm like, sure, yeah, cool.
And I genuinely meant it. I wasn't trying to get handsy with him.
Yeah.
I just wanted it. I just had the cool, creepy idea, and I was like, I promise that's all it is. The shoulder massage. Yeah, I was like, there's definitely a bonus, but that wasn't the original intention. And then as Dracula went on.
Anything for the art, right?
Yes. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then as Dracula went on, it went into let me help you find some gummy spiders to eat.
Part of the show as well.
And he has to
Wow,
eat a spider.
It was a crazy show.
It was a ton.
Yeah.
And so we go on with it, and then normally with each show, there's a cast party during one of the show weekends. Our current favorite place is Waffle House. That'll never change. So it was him, me, Kat, and Kirsten, another Spotlight friend. And we were all at Waffle House together, and I'm texting Kat and Kirsten in a group that doesn't have him in it. And I was like, oh, I'm crushing really hard. I think I have to tell him or I'm going to explode. And, oh, by the way, I'm still in all my Dracula vampire makeup, like bloody, lip smear, everything, at Waffle House. I'm just in normal plain clothes. The fangs are out, but I still look like a vampire up here. And so I decided, because I forgot I looked like that, I would look in the glass of Waffle House and go, oh God, I still look like that. And then I would immediately forget about it because he was sitting right in front of me. And so I lived very close to the Waffle House. I was like, hey, I have 2 dogs. You want to come meet them? Because I was like, I know you're on night shift. You're not tired yet.
It was a lie. I was tired.
You said yes, though.
I did.
So he said, sure. I took him, he drove over to my place. I let them see the girls. They loved him instantly. Literally jumping over the couch to reach him to give him kisses. And that, I told him like there, I was like, listen, I don't want to make this weird. And this was also the first weekend. We still had a whole other weekend of shows. I was like, I didn't think about that. I was like, I'm just.
This went poorly. This could go.
I was like, this is either going to be a really awkward second week, or actually, I don't see another alternative. But I'm going to explode if I don't get it out. And so I told him, probably again at the speed of light, I have a crush on you. I don't want to make this weird at all. I just had to tell you, I have always been very honest about my feelings. I kind of can't help it. My face gives it away anyways. So I was like, let me say it before you see it with just how I'm like, how hot. So I was like, I have a crush on you. Please, if you don't feel the same way, or if you think this is weird, we'll forget about it. I just want to be your friend first. Like, at the end of the day, I just want to get to know you better. I want to be your friend first. And then he said something, but I was hearing the AOL loading screen because he said something to the effect of, the feeling is mutual, and I genuinely don't remember the next 30 seconds after that. I was like, what? I'm sorry, what? I didn't know that was a possibility. I genuinely thought he was gonna like go out and be like, okay, bye. And then I wasn't gonna see him until the next show. I genuinely did not think that was a possibility. And
The rest is history.
yeah, we've been doing shows ever since. We texted every day since then. Ever since that Waffle House night, we have texted every day.
So what other productions have you been in?
Some things separate,
Together.
some things together. We were in Mary Poppins together.
We were.
He was Bert. I was in it for all of 3 minutes. But we had a dog on there, so I got to be the puppy sitter, and it was the best time.
One of our favorite ones that we got to do together was a dinner show.
Yes.
And it was called
Love and Murder at La Conderosa.
Yep, and it was a Valentine's Day dinner show where we were gangsters. It was gangsters and somebody gets murdered.
You were Bacino Morte.
Yes, yeah. So she was like the femme fatale. I was the corpse.
My name was Tara Hardout.
Yeah, it was a cute show.
It was really cute. Genuinely, I would do it again right now,
Yeah.
and I think the entire cast would too. Matt Ridout, who plays Malbette in this show, he was our detective for this murder show. He was Detective Gumshoe, and we all got to talk like this, and it was really fun. It was quite a time to all.
It was good. We've definitely done shows separately. We eventually do. Sometimes our paths get to cross because a lot of times it's due to schedules or due to just interest in different shows. We've definitely had individual ventures, but it's nice when we get to come back together.
Wasn't in January. It was sometime earlier this year where I was in a murder mystery and then he was in a murder mystery, and it was like, okay, I'll come to your show. You're obviously coming to mine. It was like, I was just here. I just saw my set.
So all in all, though, it's been a blast, and it's really fun to get to work together on this because it's we've had a year or two now where we're learning about each other, learning relationships work while also doing theater and getting to have fun with so many cool people, and so it's really awesome to come into a show like this that is incredibly complicated.
Yes.
And to be on the same page for most things, and to be able to kind of fill in as the director coming into this project. I have a million ideas and very severe ADHD.
But the problem is, I also do too.
Right. But it's nice because we can tackle it in different directions. So where I'm thinking this, she's coming in with this, asking good questions. None of it stresses me out. We're going. All these things are going so many different directions because we're talking props one minute, and I've got people coming to ask, well, what am I going to do for this bit? And I'm like, okay, give me a minute on that, and we're gonna, and so coming up with scheduling and all that. It's just wonderful to be able to be in some form of sync and harmony and be able to make it work. So,
and this has been really like situationally ironic because we just hit 1 year dating, and it's been the best absolute year ever. And we both found out, like, just as we were getting to know each other after the confessions of crushes, that like both of our favorite Disney movies was Robin Hood. Like, individually we found out that Robin Hood was our favorites.
Yeah.
And here we are working on a Robin Hood show, and it's...
Well, a little thing. One of the things my mom used to do, this was before VHSs came out. So whenever a movie would come on the TV, she'd take an audio cassette and she'd put it up next to the TV, and we all had to be super quiet. We couldn't make any noise because she was recording the sound. And then, as a bedtime story, she played the audio cassettes. All our bedrooms opened up to the same hallway, and in the hallway there was a little vanity kind of thing, and she set up this little thing, and she played the movie. So I grew up listening to Disney's Robin Hood more than I've seen it. I have heard it hundreds of times. And so I was like, Phil Harris. You know, I don't know all the names of everybody else. I mean, I know Peter Ustinov was you know, and what's his name, the guy with the gap in his teeth.
Circus?
Yeah. Terry Thomas.
Yes.
Did his voice and stuff like that. So I grew up listening to a lot of these movies, and Robin Hood was one of them.
Yeah.
And so it always was one of my favorites. It always was one of my favorites. Now, how did you? Okay, let's talk more about this particular.
Yes.
This particular play.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find out about it, and how did you get hooked up to actually do this particular Wolves of Sherwood?
Yes. So
Do tell.
let's dial back all the way to February of this year. I suppose February. Our executive producer and director Chad Embry, he reached out to me sometime. I want to think it was in November the last year. He said, "Look, I'd like for you to direct something." Cool, sounds good. And he's like, "Well, let me know what you can find." Well, I'm very picky when it comes to like, all right, if I want to direct something, I want it to be something I love, and I want to and so I'm combing through all these plays, which I'm sure are very fine plays, but I'm seeing them, and it's either not enough people, like, or it's like a cast of 4, or it's, you know, or it's something that is expensive, or it's, you know, something. So nothing was really fitting exactly what I wanted, and I reached out to Chad, and I'm like, I'm struggling, because we've done a lot of fun plays, and we do all kinds of fun plays. We've done comedies, we've done Halloween type stuff.
January was like melodrama January or something.
Yeah, a lot of that kind of thing. And so I was looking. Chad sent me a website to check out. He's like, hey, you know, I believe it was Heartland Plays, and the owner of the site lives in Kentucky and is a big fan of Spotlight. So shout out to that group. But he said, here, check these out, because we'd done a lot of comedies. I didn't want something that was a comedy, if that makes sense. I thought, like, I want to do something that feels a little bit more rounded. And I looked on their website, and I saw Wolves of Sherwood, and I popped it up, and they had a little sample, and I read a little bit of it here and there and saw the characters. I texted Chad. I remember the exact night. I texted it to him, said Robin Hood play, and he responded back, okay. And then we read it all, or I read it all.
Yeah.
And I discovered that, 1, it's a really awesome story. I'm really excited about it. 2, it's so...
I couldn't wait to get the very last.
I know.
Where you said, I was like, okay, it stops. You know, the free part that you can get.
Right.
You're like,
yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
It's so for everybody listening at home, watching at home, I read like 7/8 of the play. And that last 1/8, you had to buy the script. And so I read most of it, didn't know how it ended at all. And I had assumptions, I wasn't sure. And so it took us, I want to say, and this is just part of the theater process, because you got to find the specific time when you buy the rights and you can get the final thing. They had a copy of it, was like $20, and I wasn't exactly liquid at the moment, so, at that point in time. So I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna wait. And so we were talking props, and none of us knew the end of the play.
We didn't know what was going to be fully needed until we were like,
what we
let's
did
just start it.
Yes, what we did know is that this play, and this is going to be something everybody watching, I won't give away any spoilers, but it is intense, and I'm super excited
It
about
is
that.
dark.
A lot's gonna happen, and so I'm so excited for everybody to
I
see
feel like
it.
we also need a placard for this that just says PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a few things in it, and we encourage as many people to come as possible. And really, I think anybody can come watch it. It's just
From a theater aspect, it's something that's not been done here for a while.
It's not been
like
done
we
here for
have
long.
we have limb loss.
right, yeah, all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy stuff. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited to really get started with it. But it was exciting getting to take this play and getting to read it, and then I'd come back to it and try to figure out, all right, here's how all this works. And then we all started talking about it, especially that first day, and kind of talking. And honestly, as we were all talking about it, that was moments where the story was finally starting to kind of even click in my head, because I had a rough idea, but I didn't have exactly. And the more we brainstormed and nerded out and talked about all this stuff, it came to fruition. And so now we are starting rehearsals at this point in time. We're excited we've got an awesome cast.
We're on week 2 of rehearsals.
We're on week
That's
2 of
it.
rehearsals. Yeah,
Yeah.
on week 2, and we've got an amazing cast that has been so excited to work on this project that after this interview, we are going to be rehearsing from 7 p.m. at this time until
Till the
we get-
passion dies.
Till who knows what time in the morning.
Right, yeah, who knows?
Pretty much.
We'll see how long it takes. We may switch over because we're going to do fight choreo.
Yeah.
If everybody gets gassed out from that, because it's a little toasty and
It's a little warm.
Yeah, but people haven't fought like that. I've done it a lot. We did.
Well,
this-
maybe we'll grab some of the fans backstage and
Maybe
bring,
so,
bring
yeah.
some fans in here.
I had the idea of whenever you cut this up, this could just be like a montage, and you could put a Declare's theme that is a work in progress
You
over
know,
it.
he showed
Brady,
Brett-
he's done awesome.
Yeah.
He's a
showed us
musical
that.
mastermind.
He showed us that last time. I was like, that's creepy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so
that's
let's-
really
let's-
good.
Let's talk about Brady. for
Let's
a
talk about
second.
that. Let's talk about Brady.
Yeah.
So Brady Sexton is our Cashin. Cashin of
Plays your
Locksley.
son.
Plays my son. I'm playing Robin Hood in this. Just I'm excited to be able to step back in the role. It really means a lot. That's why we got the beard going. So anyway.
Also for the Scottish play.
Yeah, and for the Scottish play. But anyway, so Brady is our lead Cash, and I've worked with Brady for many years at this point.
They were Captain Hook and Peter Pan together.
Yes, so we've been.
It was amazing.
He's played the hero most of the time. I play the villain most of the time. So it's exciting to be in a play where we're not enemies, but we're also in a little bit of contention. But it's fun. But Brady has been a musician for many years, and he's incredibly talented on the piano, and he's incredible at different kinds of music. And
He's
so-
always playing songs backstage.
yeah. And so he reaches out to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, so I had an idea." He's like, "Could I write?" And this was in the middle of all these things going on. He's like, "Could I write some stuff for Sherwood? Just stuff to get in the zone. And if you like it, cool." And I looked at him like, "Dude, sure, go for it."
Why would I say no?
Why would I say no to
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
And so he sends me some stuff. He sends me something that's a hypothetical for Robin's theme, but he's thinking on changing it. But he sends me our big bad of this Declare, his theme, and he sends it to me. And the first thing that he sends, it's a harp, and it's this beautiful piece. But I'm sitting there, I'm listening to him like, that sounds really good. Like, I have an idea. He said, would you be able to just, because he did it all digitally.
Yeah.
And so I said, could you take those notes and put them on an organ or a harpsichord? He's like, all right, give me a second. And he sends it back, and it's this haunting theme that everybody that sees this will get to listen to. And then he sends back another one, because now he's got ideas, and he's throwing it in. He puts in a choir, and he puts in these drums, and I'm like, this is glorious. And so we were excited to bring that in, and we came up with the name of it, Serpens Mortis, I think, Snake of Death. And so it's this just haunting thing that'll just, and paired with our actual Declare, who's everybody who watches this isn't going to know Declare. His name is Sam. He's one of the greatest human beings ever. He's very, very nice, but he's so scary.
He's been given. We've been watching. Ken and I have been watching the rehearsals. In fact, we watched the auditions and everything.
Yeah.
And I tell you, sometimes he sends a little chill up my spine. I'm like,
Right after the first night of the read-throughs, we read Act 1 for one rehearsal, and we read Act 2 for the second rehearsal. After Act 1, he immediately was like, oh, I'm researching this role already. And he looked up Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones, and I was like, you sound like him already.
Yeah, he honestly, all our cast have just already, on week 2, have already thrown themselves into the process.
Week
And
2, everyone wanted to work on this more, so tonight is an extra rehearsal.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone was so excited about this project. I kind of like that we're all having a hive mind mentality
Right,
about it.
yeah.
We're all like digging deeper.
Yeah, so we're calling it a block party, where we're gonna block as much as we can for as late as we can stand it. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have pizza, and we're gonna have all kinds of good stuff. So we're gonna work hard on it, and that way, if we can get this all taken care of like soon, we can just take all this time to improve.
Really work on the fights.
I've been very impressed with what I've seen, and I'm, you know, it's all new to me,
Yeah.
basically, because my background is not, you know,
Right.
not movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, the kids are, you know, I call them kids, I'm an old man. But, you know, the kids are really, you know, putting themselves into it. And, I mean, I still bring up Jaslyn. I mean, her emotions, you know.
Oh
Well,
my
she
gosh.
she got everybody crying.
Yeah.
Oh my-
When you had your special scene.
My special scene,
I'm
I
not
won't-
I'm not going to spoil
Yes.
it, but when you had your special scene and she is trying to talk to you, and she starts crying, and pretty soon I was like,
And everyone in the round robin is
I'm
sniffling.
sitting over there, and I'm like,
That
everybody starts tearing up.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
like,
not
wow.
just saying this because it is the show. This is also my first time like assistant directing. Like I've always been in a show or helping backstage.
Yeah.
That this read through is the most electric one I've ever witnessed. Everyone, you just felt it.
We're so excited too for that scene in particular. Again, I'm not gonna give any
You
illusion
have
to what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
evil
yeah.
plans.
So I've been thinking, of course, this past week, been thinking about what's coming up and getting into the character of Robin too, because I have to act as well. And the more I thought about that scene and how I could work on it, I was at work at my desk at work. I work in security. I'm sitting at my desk and I have tears running down my face. I've got a boggin on. It's the middle of summer. I've got it down here so nobody can see me. I experience all this, come into rehearsal, an emotional wreck. We're on the way home. We're driving separately. I'm talking to her on the phone, and I'm just talking about like my idea for it. And then, bless her, she starts crying.
The first time I've cried about this show.
Yes.
I managed to make it through the read-throughs when I got to read it separately, like before everyone knew about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this is going to be sad.
Yeah.
And then the reader was like, well, this is going to be really sad. And then he's like, well, I have this idea, by the way, for like when this happens, I'm going to add this little extra bit as a callback to this. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
So all that to say, please come to the show.
Yes.
We'll have tissues on standby.
I have
And
told.
I have I'm putting a link in the description for the spotlight.
Yes.
Where you can get tickets,
Yes.
and especially if you're going to be around in this area of Kentucky.
Yes.
I have given 2 actors 2 separate instructions. I have told Sam Bruce, who's playing our Jocelyn DeClaire, your job is to give me the heebie-jeebies the whole time.
She's done so far.
Yes. The fact that I've gone, So, week 2, I can't wait for just me to have goosebumps the whole time. And Eleanor Solon?
Yes, Salon. Or Solon. We'll need to learn that. I can't believe I don't know how her name's pronounced.
Eleanor
I've known her for so long.
Solon is her last name. She's playing our Braylon, and Braylon Scavelock. And I told her job is to make me cry.
Yeah.
Because I don't cry often. And she wrote, I saw it, her to-do list, make Erica cry. And I was like, great, such a dedicated cast. What did I just for?
Well, you know, it's funny. Last week, since we're also doing some of the props for Suzical, we came on Saturday and we were kind of filming and doing some stuff. But that's something that Jaslyn is directing, and Eleanor was in that too. And she she was dancing around and she's singing and she's
Yeah.
doing all this other stuff. And I was like, okay, you're gonna do, because both of these shows are gonna be
They're
on this,
Concurrent.
Yeah.
they're on the,
Same
they're on the,
week,
they're on the same weekend. And so it's like, are you gonna be doing this in the afternoon and then be all happy and jumping around and then making everybody cry
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
in the evening? I mean, that's
Right.
talent, and
Yeah,
that's
she's got talent for it,
She's
that's,
it really is.
that's dedication. you know?
amazing. She is one of the two that was specifically asked to do this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Now,
know.
I noticed that going off of that, I
Mhm.
noticed that you had a few that you already had
I did.
in mind, where you were like, okay, I already know I want them for,
Yes.
for this character. So tell me a little bit about your history with Keith.
Yes,
Yes.
Keith, Mr. Keith Wynn. Keith has been with us for a few years now. Genuinely one of the finest human beings that you'll ever meet. He really is an
He
awesome
is the
dude.
embodiment of fall.
Yes, he's like, yeah, he's really this awesome guy, and he played, so about a year ago, almost, well, actually the same time slot, we did a Robin Hood show called Marion and Her Merry Men. It was a really fun show, and ironically we had Jaslyn playing Marion as well in that, but we had Keith, who plays Guy of Gisborne, who in that show was a villain. In this show, he's sort of a pseudo, more of an anti-villain, I'm calling. But
You don't know if he's really going to be a villain or
Right.
not
Yes.
until
Right.
until the end.
right,
Mhm.
right. So he
You
plays
don't
many
know-
different cards.
Don't want to give that away.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, for sure. Did I almost give that away? I don't want to give that
In
away.
this
no.
show, he does a lot of paperwork.
Yes, but
In Marion and Her Merry Men, he was trying to marry Marion
yes.
sleazily.
But Keith was incredible in that role, and Keith, since he began with us, watching him evolve as an actor has been just incredible to watch. And he's worked with all of us, and he's just a great actor and a great person. And I knew the second I knew that I was going to be doing this show, I instantly thought Keith. And Keith is Guy of Gisborne because he has the potential to bring this energy, because he's played a lot of fun parts, and I wanted to really delve in to get a dark villainous personality from him.
Well, I noticed that, and this was something that you said at the last rehearsal. It was like, are you off the script already? Because
Yes.
he
Yes.
wasn't carrying it
Oh my
around.
gosh, yeah.
Now, a little bit, okay, remind me, but
It's week 2.
it was like already he
Yeah.
was
Already
he
getting
was
his line.
knowing his
Apparently,
line.
Faith is the same way.
Really?
She
That's
said
amazing.
she looked at her lines once and she knows them.
That's amazing. Well, it's so him coming back to this role, I knew instantly, and so I just went ahead. We were weeks, probably a month from actual casting, and for the rest of casting, besides one other role, I tried my best to keep an absolutely open mind. I have, because it's one of those, with this audition especially, if I wanted to cast my friends, I'd have to cast 40 people in a room, and I only had so many spots. And so everybody was a close associate and friend. But I knew from the get-go I wanted Keith. I didn't want there to be any question about it. I went ahead and just called Keith up, and I'm like, Keith, man, if you are down, I want you to be part of the show. And so he reached out, or he said that he would be super excited too, so he's been making that work. Our other one that was our only other precast, everyone else was totally, it was up to the cards.
It was up to the auditions.
Up to the auditions, and we never had a bad audition. We had absolutely amazing people come out and do it, and it was so hard.
It was really tough.
to choose. And I believe we had an incredible cast, but really we could have cast anybody in there. We would have had a great show.
That was something I also wanted to ask.
Yes.
So anybody out there,
Yes.
how if they're interested in doing this, how would they go about getting into this? And
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are in our local Berea, Kentucky area and you want to be part of Spotlight, we are finishing up, I believe we've just finished up our official season for this year. We're going to be kicking off next year's season starting at the end of July, early August. But once that happens, we have a stacked list of shows coming up. And the good news is, for the majority of them, especially ones of the Bluegrass Players, which is our affiliated group, auditions are open. Most of the time they're intergenerational, a lot of good stuff for the adults as well.
You can always find them on the Spotlight Playhouse website.
Yes, so www.thespotlightplayhouse.com. thespotlightplayhouse.com. It has to have the. But essentially, though, with that, we have certain audition dates posted, and all you've got to do really
show up.
Is show up. You fill out some paperwork, you come in, you get your audition stuff, and you give it your best shot.
How we normally do it here is we do cold reads. So
Mm-hmm.
we will hand you a chunk of the script, and they'll be like, all right, here are the characters for this. We'll tell you like a brief synopsis of each character. They'll be like, all right, I need people to read for this, 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 and this. You raise your hand if you want to read for them, and they will try to get you to who you want to read for, and then you just go off of what the script tells you, and you make your choices then and there.
So it really is incredible, and so all that to say, with our auditions, it was absolutely open to the public. Anybody could have shown up and could have made it into the show. The same goes for any of the other productions. That's how I started. That's how Erica started. We showed up, and so it's one of those things. Nothing to it but to do it. It's genuinely, especially in our bigger shows too. That gives, if you're new to theater, you can also reach out to the director and say, hey, I just want to give it a try. I just want to, do something. We got to get you both in plays. We got to get you in something, because I think we can make some magic happen there. But
See, I've always wanted to be that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to
This is
and
the
I've
place to
I've practiced a lot of different things. I do some characters.
There's a show that's auditioning next Tuesday.
Yeah. My only problem is I'll have a hard time remembering every line, and so I have
Yeah.
a little.
Yeah.
Now, if it's for me, I always wanted to do Tevye
Mm.
from Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
That I wanted to play King Henry.
Yes.
For in The Lion and Winter.
Okay.
I wanted to play Ben Rumson in Paint Your Wagon.
Nice.
I always loved Lee Marvin was always a favorite. And because I do like to sing, I always wanted to be.
So you're going to be part of the Wolves of Sherwood karaoke we're going to make.
I do sing. I haven't really sang in a while. So
That's
Shower scenes.
no, that's
Do
incredible.
you have any
I
dream
try-
roles though?
No, I don't have any dream roles. I would roll with it just because I just don't have any,
Yeah.
like I say, it's not my background, so I'm not,
Right. Well, that's
you know.
incredible.
Some of our best actors here just decided to do it on a whim.
Yeah.
So, well, that's really cool though.
Yeah.
So, I know coming up, of course, thespotlightplayhouse.com is a place where you can reserve your tickets. I'm not sure if the box office is open yet, but if we may make an update on that.
I
just when that-
believe the website where they can check for auditions and our calendar,
Yes.
it is spotlightactingschool.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed on the website it says that you can pre-book.
Yes.
You're at a thing where you
Awesome.
can
Okay.
pre-book.
That's
And for this show especially now, I don't know how much more time we have left here.
Yeah.
But
It is 6:36, and we wanted to get some stretching and
And we also
rehearse.
want to tackle
Okay.
some props as well.
okay,
So.
yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to talk about just a little bit. When we started this, you and I especially, we were talking about specific props. You mentioned that you didn't want it to be toys.
Right.
You wanted something very specific, and you wanted it to be character specific.
Mhm.
And so, from what I've got a table over here. We'll turn the cameras over here in a
A
minute.
glorious table.
But Ken and I have been working together, and when we've been running stuff past you, and I've been showing you guys pictures of stuff and whatever, trying to get so that we're all on board with what everything is supposed to be. Started off with snakes.
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 Why would it always have to be
Snakes.
Why couldn't you follow the butterfly?
And initially, I was thinking Melbet who is this assassin character. I was thinking he's really a snake-like,
Right, yeah.
person. So I started making stuff with him that had snakes on it. But then we started reading the script, and like everybody's referring to the sheriff as the snake.
Right.
So I had to we kind of switched it up a little
Yeah.
bit. Every prop, I kind of go off of like what Adam Savage was talking about. Every prop has a story.
Yes.
I
Every prop has a
love
backstory.
your attention to detail and how each weapon is truly customized to the character.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, okay, what would they have had as a character? What would they have
Yeah.
had available
Right.
to them? And now, one thing, I don't know if you picked up on when I gave you the written thing of the history.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if you picked up on it, but for Tertia,
Mhm.
I thought, what if she had found a broken sword?
Right.
So that it's got the full size
Yeah.
hilt, but the blade's only about that long, but it's sharp. It has, like it had been snapped.
Yeah.
And maybe all she did was file it sharp.
Whoa.
And so her blade will have a couple of real jagged edges on it.
Oh.
And I told, what's her name?
Ren.
Ren.
I told her, because the other day when I was starting to show some of these props, everybody's asking, what do I get? What do I
Right.
get? What do I get?
Where's mine?
Where's mine? And so I told her, I said, I was thinking maybe in the past she had found this broken sword.
Right.
And then the other one you said was the folding.
Yes, the folding,
knife.
the- yes, yes.
I'm working on that.
Awesome.
I love that this show is so unlike everything else we've ever done here.
Yeah.
For many reasons, but also in the fact that literally everyone has a weapon.
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
fights, everybody's got a weapon,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
So what I thought I would do is we can look at these now as far as, because I don't want to give anything away ahead of time. I'm going to try and post this before the show.
Yeah.
Some of this I'll probably hold off, and that'll probably be in something
Right.
else. But we are filming all of the rehearsals, and we're filming everything, and maybe we'll be able to actually get the play
Yeah.
filmed. And I thought, now I know that there's copyright
Right.
issues, but I thought maybe for the cast,
Yeah.
they could have
the special
Yeah.
to take
like a
home.
DVD with back behind the scenes, and
Yes.
and not only have it, but kind of show
Yeah.
have the play on there for the cast, so that they
Yeah.
can show it, as long as they know not to post it.
We're all good about that.
Oh, yeah.
We keep-
You would not believe how many of the theater folks are chronically offline.
Yeah, yeah.
We text each other and we don't really post a whole lot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway, it's been great working with you guys, and
Yes.
we're really looking forward to.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
We want this to just kind of get knocked out of the park, and especially
I
for Spotlight.
have an idea.
Okay.
Can we hide these and show them off at 7?
Of course.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you can just put my shirt back over the top of it.
Yes.
Maybe keep
So-
them secret.
Okay,